it's great being a homeowner. However, sometimes there are some challenges that come with it. So today's video, CeCe and I, we're going to share our experience with you. Stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. I am your host, CeCe, and I'm joined by my crazy husband who's been going through a lot of challenges when it comes to the house. What's going on, baby? How you feeling?
I'm here. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. If it's your first time with us, this is a weekly podcast where we talk about
love, life, relationship, family, house
issues.
House issues.
Yeah.
Yes, and everything else that's happening around the world.
House issues.
Yes. This man is being heated. Okay? Heated when it comes to things that are like falling apart, breaking off.
A week ago today.
Okay, let's get into the blissful moment, okay?
Don't get me started.
Don't get him started. Before we get into the topic of the day, as you guys probably already have an idea what we're going to be talking about, but before we get into that, let's talk about a blissful moment. Let's,
think of the positive.
Yes, think of the blissful moment in our lives, things that happen.
What was your blissful moment?
Mine was Mother's Day, of course. I had a great Mother's Day. I'm sure you guys saw the vlog video.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I made her a killer omelet.
It was delicious, okay?
Well, I must say, it wasn't the healthiest one because I put stuff in there.
Healthy stuff. I mean, mushrooms, peppers.
Had sausages.
Okay.
It's not the healthiest stuff, but it was
turkey
good.
Sausage, that's good.
Oh, they were turkeys? Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. Then it was good.
It was really good. And then you had bacon on the side. Coffee.
Bacon is not healthy.
Listen, on special occasion, I'll take it. And we actually kind of try not to eat it every Sunday. But bacon is just a thing, okay? To me, I feel like if you're having
the best way to have it is to air fry it. Because it drains all the oil. She likes it like crunchy, dry. You touch the bacon, it breaks.
Yes. Don't get me like bacon with fat on it. No, I want it like extra dry, like crispy.
And air frying it is the best way to do it.
I don't know how people do it with microwave, but it was so good.
Bacon?
Yes, you can microwave bacon.
Oh.
It was so good. And I usually wash my bacon. I don't know. I don't think my husband do.
I don't wash them. I just run water through them.
Well, I think that's what I meant. Like, and then dry it, with paper towel.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I put it in the air fryer. It dries it. Why would I want to dry the bacon?
But anyways, it was so good. Like, we had a great time. Mother's Day. We sat in the patio, which was really awesome. We try to do that more often instead of like eat in the kitchen on Sundays. So we do it more often on the weekend. We'll sit in the patio as a family. We pray.
Yeah, the kids had a PowerPoint presentation. Well, a Google slide presentation.
So here's the thing. I got my cards and my flowers for my husband. Great. And then my daughter, little one, drew something on a piece of paper. It was very interesting. It was more like, it was very like her to do that. And then here comes my oldest child talking about, I did what she said, a
Google slide presentation for mommy.
Yeah. And I was like, look at you.
Like 15 or 20 slides in that stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, how old are you again? Talking about a Google slide, presentation for Mother's Day. It's just, it was the sweetest thing ever. And it was 15 slide. I mean, it was so interesting. There was so many cute things, like, my favorite colors, my favorite
you don't know
food.
How much she questioned me on the things. And I think I got a couple of them wrong. I think I gave the wrong favorite TV show.
I don't have one. You said The Housewives. That's not true.
You watched us stuff for a while. When The Housewives of Atlanta was on?
I used to, but I don't watch
that show anymore. With this woman going crazy on TV?
It's just a bad vibes for black women. That's why I don't watch it anymore. It's just too much drama.
So that's what came to mind when she's like, what's mommy's favorite TV show? Like, what? And then the
What's
Real
my favorite TV show?
The Real Housewife of Atlanta, right? That's
Yeah.
the one. Yes.
Right. I mean, I used to watch it. Don't get me wrong, but I truly feel like it's just a bad vibe. So, yeah, I think she had a few other ones wrong, but I'm sure it was Daddy's fault. But it was great. It was great. You know, breakfast was great. The cutest part about it was my youngest daughter was like, "Mommy, do not come out of bed. I want you to stay in bed. I want you to close the door. Don't go outside because Daddy is busy. Don't go see the flowers." I'm like, okay, so now you already told me there's flowers. Don't go see the flowers. And I'm like, okay, okay, good. So she actually stayed in bed with me so I wouldn't go out, in the living room to see what's going on. It was really cute.
This is the first year they've been so involved. I know last year they did a little something.
Yes.
And I did a short video with them.
Yes.
But this year they were so involved.
They were like hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like, when a kid get a card, they say Happy Mother's Day and then they give you the card and that's it.
Oh, I give you an unusual card this year.
Girl, I mean, listen. The card was very, very deep, to my black wife.
That's the title, and obviously it says
that wasn't the title. It was
it said to my black woman or something.
Black woman, but I kept reading it to my black wife, and I was like, it makes perfect sense. But it was really good though, like seeing a Mother's Day card with a brown skinned girl on the card.
Well, in all the messages was to
a black woman.
Yes.
Yeah,
I almost missed it, and it's not typical they carry these cards.
Right.
I was shocked to find one this year. So
yes.
So expect every year you'll get something similar. I'm sure whoever's making these cards.
Yes. Yeah, it was really good. And I kept reading it to my beautiful black wife.
Best black woman.
And it was great. I mean, I had a good time,
Yeah. So that was the moment.
Yeah, like my husband said, go check out the vlog if you haven't seen it. He did
There's a link right above there somewhere. It'll take you right to it.
Yeah.
It's only 3 minutes, but it's interesting. I try to make it as funny.
I think it's right here.
It's there somewhere. So
right here.
Go check it out.
So now let's get into the topic of the day. Babe, what's going on? I feel like this is like your podcast today.
Well, today I'm a bit more, I'm cooler.
No, you're not.
I am.
Okay.
So
on the outside, on the inside.
Well, I'm cool on the outside. You guys see we are AC broke, but we got a new unit, so the house is cool again. So I'm cool now. But man, it's been an interesting beginning of April through the end of April and beginning of May. And today, I mean, some of the issues still unresolved. But as I said, being a homeowner has its advantages, and obviously many of us dream of owning our own home.
Absolutely.
Which is something to be proud of,
Yes.
Something that you could put your name to, something that you can leave on to your children.
That means you have good credit.
That means you have good credit. It's coming from someone who does credit, so if you need help with credit, she can help.
Yes.
But yeah, it's something that many of us dream of, and we've been fortunate enough to have owned our home. But yes, I mean it has.
How long has it been? 10 years?
11.
11 years since we've been here.
Yes. Yeah, we bought our home before we got married. That's how much I love this woman.
Oh, I love you.
Well, that's how much she loved me. She decided to go on a long-term commitment with me before we got married.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're right.
So, but yes, I mean, it's something to be proud of, and I'd say anyone, if it's their dream, do whatever you can to own your home. But don't expect owning a home does not come with its challenges.
Before you move into that, I've never liked the idea of renting. I've never liked the idea of, okay, if we get married and then we go and rent a home. I always like the idea of, we married, we move into our new home together, where we able to call it our home.
And start building family there.
Right. Not calling it someone else's home. That's how I feel.
Yes. And rightfully so. There's many of us that think this way, but it's not everyone's goal.
Not everyone's dream, no.
and some of us may have it, but we don't have the means to do so.
If they have bad credit.
Betty, there's a number of things, but yes, she's right. But yes, I mean it's a good way to start if that's what you wanted. But it gives you a certain freedom, a certain liberty to do the things you want to do. Absolutely. You can come in and paint the place the color you want it, and you can make every room a different color, and
each side of the wall a different color. Like the girls.
You can do that. So you have that freedom to do things,
right?
And coming home and you know that it's you. You don't have the person that shares a wall with you when you're renting banging every night and it causes you, or you have someone that's at the front doors right next to you. Everything you do, they know.
Or you can't turn up your radio loud because the neighbor next door is going to tell you, hey, lower down, we can't sleep here.
Yes, I mean, when you're sharing walls with someone, you have limitations.
Right.
On top of that, you can expect some changes in what you pay every year because. Yeah. But when you own your home, there's certain consistency you can expect.
Right.
And you have the ability to kind of do things the way you want. Now, if you live in a place that has HOAs, you can't let your grass get like crazy overgrown and park like 20 cars or open a car garage in your driveway. You can't do that. And I wouldn't want my neighbors to do that either.
Right.
If you need to open a car garage, go rent a bay somewhere, right?
True.
But, yes. And some people think that when you own your home, you should have the complete freedom to do whatever you want. Like, I can't just get up and go and paint my roof blue. It doesn't make sense.
What's the house blue more like?
Yes, well, with proper approval, but they would not approve.
No.
And that's where you have to.
I don't know why you pick blue. Is it because blue is your color?
Blue is my color.
Okay.
But I would not paint my roof blue. So and then obviously building equity and having ownership, and if you can own more than one home, that's even better. In fact, real estate is the way to go. Yes. If you have the ability, you have the expertise, you have the cash to get into it, that's something you should definitely look into.
That's my next goal.
Yes. I know where we live right now, house prices are like up there.
Yes.
So
yes.
So yes, that's a good way to build wealth.
Yeah. So what are your challenges? What have you been facing? Well,
the challenges?
I know you mentioned the grass. That's also another one too that you might want to throw out there. Thinking that, okay, well, they're going to take out the grass. I don't have to do anything. But then...
Well, it's the thing. I mean, I rely a lot on the services that the HOA provided, which they cut the grass. I have not cut my own grass, which is good. I've never had to do it. So they've done it. And
you say you've cut your own grass?
No, I've never.
Okay.
So they've been taking care of it. So I kind of relied on them to do it. But I had some crazy weeds that started taking over the grass. I didn't even know.
And I kind of feel like you rely on them to grow it too.
Yes, I rely on them to take care of it and maintain it, but they that's not their responsibility.
Right.
But for years, I've never had to worry about it. And obviously, the ground must have been good because these weeds never took over up until about 6 months ago. Right around the holiday season.
Yeah, January.
Yes, I realized that my lawn in the backyard was literally weeds.
Dead.
Well, they were so gone that I hired a company to started
they were
servicing
dead, okay?
it to fertilize it and do things to the ground. I was like, man, I'm hoping that because they told me, yeah, we can bring it back. And I'm looking at the grass. I'm like, I'm hoping you could. And obviously, it took patience. And when I pull up the drain, and it seems like after they kill the weeds, because they had to kill all the weeds before they can start doing work. And obviously, it's a whole process taking care of grass. I never knew so much was involved in taking care of your lawn.
Yeah.
So, if you're not a lawn expert, hire someone to do it. It'll save you some aggravation.
My brother.
So but yes, I mean, now if you look at the lawn now and compare it to what it was
6 months ago,
6 months ago, it's night and day. I mean, they've actually came back. Now it took some patience. We're talking about 6 months. Yeah, I know there's one time when they come, because they let me know they're coming, and CeCe's on, she can tell that they on there. It's just like they didn't do anything.
I'm like, okay, we could have done this. Okay. I could have gone to, well, you could have gone to Home Depot and get the seed or whatever that they threw on the grass to bring it back up. Because the guy would come and all he does is get the seed and throw it on the grass and then that's it.
That's not seed, that's fertilizers.
Whatever it is. He just threw it on the grass and I'm like, no, you know how when you pay someone, you expect that. I'm one of those people. If I pay you, you need to work.
You would have seen if work has been done?
Yes.
So you expect them to come with a shovel and start like...
Well, yeah. Or spend more time. Not like spend 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes to do what you need to do and then you're out. I was really expecting them to spend a bit more time, throw more. Because I bet you, like I mentioned to you before, if they threw more stuff, more seeds or whatever you call it. What do you call it?
Fertilizer.
Again? Yes. It probably would have taken less time than that 6 months. Right? And they only come once a month or twice a month. Imagine if they had come like every weekend.
See, CeCe is great at what she does, but she's not the lawn person because there's such a thing that's called over fertilize. It just burns the grass.
I would have asked him, hey, can you come more often? Let's get this done quicker, okay? Let's bring this back quicker. Come more often. Come like, every other weekend.
It doesn't work this way, but it took some patience, and I had to calm her down, letting her, you know what? Let them do the course.
What do they do?
And I inspect the grass very frequently just to see. And I was shocked at it. Now it's almost to where it was prior to this whole craziness going on. So that's one thing. And curb appeal is important. When you own a home, you got to make sure that it looks good on the outside and on the inside. And if your grass is dying, yes. You'll probably kind of stand out in the neighborhood because. And
I bet you the neighbors were like.
Yeah, because my grass was my lawn was green,
people.
But it was primarily weeds in there. So when they kill all the weeds, I realized how bad it was.
You're like, oops.
Yeah. So
but I'm sure the neighbors probably like were talking bad about us. Like, look at these people.
I didn't care about what the neighbors said. I just need to do what I need to do.
Especially when you live in a really white neighborhood,
The neighbors didn't even see my grass.
Yes,
anyway, so that's one thing. You got to take it.
Because it wasn't just the back, it was the front also. So just seeing it all over.
It's better now, and I'm peaceful now. So
take care of your grass, okay? Don't just rely on the HOA to take care of it. So do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do. I mean, many of these, like my brother's has been taking care of his stuff. Like,
really?
Yeah, he cuts the lawn. He on like I think every other weekends or so. Yes, he's because he had hired someone and that person really did a bad job, almost killed the grass. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna take care of this. So he learned the process.
That's it.
And his HOA doesn't cut the grass, so he had to either hire someone to cut it or find a way himself. So, but yeah, he's been maintaining it, so it can be done.
I think my brother does the same thing.
But you have to know what you're doing, and you have to have the time.
You have to have the time.
First, learn the process and be willing to take many trips to Home Depot to learn the different things you need. What does what? Because you get there in the area where there's tons of stuff. You're like, okay, what does this do? What does that do? But for the loan, it's in a better place now.
Yes.
And when I look at him, like, man, it took some time, but I'm shocked they brought it back. So from this point on, I will keep a service contract on this thing.
They brought it back to life.
Yeah. So the next thing that happened earlier last month. Mm-hmm. I got home and there were water coming from underneath my garage door. And I'm like, what the heck? I just, my water heater is about 6 years old and this thing should last a good 10 years or so. And I thought it was leaking. So I'm like, okay, that's simple enough. I turned it off, make sure that there's no water going to it and the leak stopped. I reached out to the company and put a claim for the warranty. The next day, I went in and turned on the water just so I could see where the water's coming from. And I realized that it's not coming from underneath the water heater. It's coming from underneath the wall next to the water heater.
The wall?
Yes. So I was like, oh, shoot. We have another problem. So obviously I canceled the warranty claim with the water heater people. And as I found out that I have a water leak in my concrete slab.
Oh, boy.
And so hot water, you turn it on, water start pouring out from underneath the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I thought it was a pipe in the wall. I just cut the wall open, patch the pipe. I could do that myself. And then be done.
Right.
But I was like, I can't touch this. So I had a company to come in and they told me that I had polybutylene pipes in the house.
Said, what now?
I know. I had to ask him, how do you spell that? Because I had no idea.
You said poly what?
Polybutylene.
Okay.
I've said the word so many times to so many people that came in and out of the house since I've had that issue.
I have no idea what you just said.
I'm saying the word like I know. It's like I'm an expert at it.
Yeah, but I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, but I found out that this is a pipe that was very common and that was used in properties when they were building them between the 70s and up until 1995. And people started having problems with it. There's a big class action lawsuit, and these pipes are now illegal to use in building constructions. And if insurance found out that you have this pipe in your house, they would most likely not insure you because you become a higher risk. So that has been my problem. No hot water. And now I need to replumb the whole house. If I want to get it insured, if I want to have peace of mind of not having any more water leaks. And this is not cheap. You know, I ever had a landlord that would call the landlord and says, hey, listen, there's a leaky pipe in the apartment. What are you going to do about it? Either get me into another apartment or fix it. Not my problem. I just pay my rent. Mm-hmm. As a homeowner, you don't have that luxury. Obviously, we carry insurance, but we all know how insurance works. Sometimes not everything's covered. So that's been my problem.
That's been my problem.
So it's an ongoing work.
I truly feel like that's part of, owning a house. You know, things happen, things fall apart, and things that you were not expected, Yeah. And I think, all you got to do is stay calm and trying to fix it and make it work however way possible in the meantime, because listen, when you became the owner of this house, you signed the agreement.
It's on you and on you alone.
To take care of the house. But yeah.
Yeah, so and then obviously I've talked to you guys about the AC already. That's one other thing. And many of my neighbors have been replacing their roofs.
But man, that AC took like a whole day to get it fixed. I didn't think it was going to take that long. Like from 8:30, 9 o'clock until like 7.
Yeah, they left at like 7:30.
7 o'clock.
Well, I didn't think it was that much work.
Insane.
When the sales rep came over and told me, hey, your system is suspended in the ceiling. It's gonna take extra work. And I'm like, what? They just lift it up, sit it on the tray or the pane, whatever they call it, and then hook things up. You're good to go. But no, it's a whole process. And obviously, as I inspected the whole process throughout the whole day, see how they were doing. It took some work, and it made me feel a little bit better that it cost that much because I realized that it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and I kind of feel bad the fact that I wasn't sure if the two
know
gentlemen that was working on.
I'm not sure if they
had to. Cause I was like, babe, you gotta give them some water, like give them something. I know if it was my mom, she would have cooked for them.
Yeah, your mom is special.
And she would have been like, I made some rice and chicken and beans for you guys. But I was like I felt bad the fact that it was hot. It was really hot that Saturday. Yes, mind you, they were working, they got paid or whatever, but still the human being. And I was like, man, I hope these people.
Sometimes there are some of us that go to work and we complain that work is hard, work is hard. Oh my God. This guy spent about 6 hours hunching on a ladder, just making parts up there because they had to fabricate the box where the air is pulled in from the house, and then the boxes where the air is pushed back in the house. So it's a whole thing. They literally took the thing apart, get rid of the whole stuff, and then built brand new stuff. And so, but I appreciate it because they promised me that they'll come in and they will get it done in one day.
Yeah, it was
and
like
the commitment was, we're going to get you back to being cool in one day, which they did.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think there was going to be like somebody else in the attic, because it was like one guy working on the one outside and one guy working on the one on the inside.
They had to, otherwise they wouldn't be able to do it in one day.
I was like, why do we need somebody on the inside? Listen, when it comes to the house stuff, I'm like, don't ask me. Don't
CeCe is the type that
I told him, you the man of the house. You do what you got to do. As long as they're going to cost too much, let me know the price. We talk about it. But besides that, I don't want to come outside and see what they're doing. I didn't go outside and see what they were doing. I mean, it's just me. It's just a man thing, right?
Yeah. But all these are the headaches that comes with owning a home.
But then the whole time, I feel like we weren't worried, because when we worry about certain things, we kind of add more stuff on your shoulders, you know? Things happen. We've been in the house for 11 years, and that's what I told my husband. I'm like, things happen, and that's part of being a homeowner. That's part of being like, owning a house. So we lucky it didn't fall apart before. It just happened to be at the wrong time while the water is not working. Well, while the hot water is not working, and then now the air conditioning, and then the grass. Well, the grass was way before, but things just happen at the wrong time. But we knew this was gonna come at some point. Oh yes. So you've been writing it for some time, and you kind of know this was gonna happen, and it's like, okay, hey, listen, I can't give you any more. Now you gotta fix me. So that's what you have to do.
Just like anything else. I mean, yes, it's a lot to coordinate and do, but what can I do? I can't let myself get stressed to the point where I'm behaving badly towards my woman, or I'm being short with the kids, or it's something breaks, we fix it.
Speaking of the kids, the girls, Issa told the teacher on Friday that. Oh, you told me.
Yes,
you told me,
they were sharing things in class. She's like, there's no AC in the house.
These kids, they can talk. And I was like, why would you say that?
There is no AC in the house. She wasn't lying.
Out of everything that she could share something else?
That was the main event. There was a fan. We had to put a fan. As the kids are in school in the house, so they where they normally did, obviously they inside. So when the AC is not on, we had to open the windows and I have a fan that I keep in the garage. When I work out, I usually turn it on. I had to bring it in the house. So she can tell something's not right. And she felt different, and she heard us talking about people coming to the house to check the AC. So, but you know what? We had a moment. I mean, we slept 2 nights in the heat.
But
the
it wasn't
house
bad.
And we're lucky that it wasn't in the middle of summer.
It was kind of like summerish, because it was hot.
Yeah, I think it got us.
I think the way the house is laid out, it's not as hot. Even like during the day. You thought it was going to be really hot inside the house.
I think the highest it got to was 84 in the house.
The living room was fine. The bedroom was fine. The only thing is the kids were complaining that it was too warm in their room. But
yes, there's no air circulation in their room. So certain parts of the house that are wide open, like we can open some doors.
But I was fine, okay? I told them,
and I could have gone without AC altogether.
I told them,
for the first 16 years of my life, I lived in Haiti.
Here we go.
And we didn't have AC.
Here we go.
Right?
My daughter
survived.
said to me, Mommy, do people survive with that?
These kids are spoiled.
She said, Mommy, do people survive? Literally, like on Friday morning before class, does people survive with that air conditioning? I was like, of course they be. Didn't you survive the night before?
Then we probably fixed the AC too quickly.
I think we did.
Okay, I'm going to call him and have him come back, because they did tell me that if I'm unhappy in any way, they will take it back.
Or just turn it off for a few days.
Let's try that.
We should.
Yes, let's try that this weekend.
We should let them know the AC.
You turn it and say AC's not working, and we just kind of let them roast. Hey, sometimes there are lessons kids need to learn.
And the thing is too. Okay, here's the thing. Here how these kids are like really bad. So the AC was get back on great, and on Saturday or Sunday, the kids were playing outside.
It was Sunday. It had to have been Sunday.
Yeah, they were playing out in the patio. And then they're like, and I'm like, go play. I want to have my me time. It's Mother's Day. Let me be on my self-care Sunday, okay? And here comes Bree, the oldest one. She's like, but mommy, it's hot outside. I was like, really? Really? It's hot outside? The day before, you spend the whole day outside because you were complaining it's hot inside. And now you're gonna come and tell me that mommy, it's hot outside. We should have kept the AC a little bit longer. Like, yeah.
We're good. We'll turn it off. Let them kind of roast for a
It was
couple of
funny.
days.
But mommy, it's hot outside.
Listen, these
Really?
kids don't know. They haven't had the experience we've had. Not that I wish that they'll have the experience. I think as kids, they should have a different experience than us.
Right.
But there are things that they'll go nuts over. It's no big deal for me. In fact, I could have gone without AC. I could have.
I don't know. I probably could have. Yeah, maybe not for me.
Actually, 3 years ago, maybe, when we lost power during a hurricane.
Yeah.
I think we did
A week.
3. No, we didn't do a whole week.
I think it was a week.
Did we?
Yes.
Without power.
Yes.
Not just without AC, without power.
AC and power.
So, no, I think after the 3rd day we went to your parents.
Well, yeah. I think we didn't get it until like maybe Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, so
the 3rd day, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, things will break.
And we're not in control.
Things will break, and when they break, we deal with it however we can. But the key is to not let that thing get in the way of you.
Us.
Right?
Right.
Because when things happen, some people get irritated, they get upset, they get angry, they get impatient. Well, we all want things to get back to where they're, but that's not when we stop mistreating the person who we're with.
Right.
Things are things. We have them today, we may not have them tomorrow, but we'll probably get better one the next day.
Yeah.
So the key is to still remember that we're in a relationship. Whatever it is, together, we're going to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I think too, it's understanding. Like you understand that, okay, something happened, things happen in the house, whatever's not working, and your spouse is doing the best that he could to fix it. And just remain calm, and together we'll make it through with that hot water and no air conditioning. And oh yes, one thing I want to say is that it kind of worked out good because there's no air conditioning and the water's cold, right? So it's hot in the house. We have no hot water in the water. My husband was like, okay, I'm going to shower with cold water because it's already hot in the house. So I don't really feel
it actually worked.
I don't really feel the fight that, you didn't feel the hot water or that you needed the hot water at that time.
I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Because
So
when I tried the
was
water
good.
got warm, that was too warm, so I just go straight cold.
Yep. See? I couldn't do that, but yeah.
Listen, I'm special.
Yes, you are very
I
special.
can do things that she can't do.
Well, yeah, you're a dude.
I'm a dude. But yes, I mean, those some of the, and among many other
There's
things.
tons
I
of
mean,
other things.
like I said, many of my neighbors started changing their roofs. So roof leak is probably starting happening in the air because all of these properties were built around the same time. We're talking about changing a roof is quite expensive. So when you own a
our
home,
neighbor did theirs last year.
yeah, it's actually about 4 of our neighbors already done theirs.
And they're going to write you soon.
No, but they can't tell me to fix my roof. But if I have leaks,
They're going to tell you to paint it or clean it.
well, yes. Actually, I just got a notice the other day that the time to get my roof washed is up. So, but you know what?
This
These
is
things are all
people
important because taking care of your property, including cleaning your roof, cleaning your driveway, maintain your lawn, paint your house. In fact, my house, I got to get it painted sometime this year, actually before the hurricane season, which is coming next, actually in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So in the month of June.
But you put it not too long ago.
No, it's been a few years.
Okay.
So
Not that it's bad.
yes, but you know what? Your home, you got to take care of it. And sometimes it's going to cost you, but you must take care of it. When you say you own something, you want that something to last, and you want that something to look its best.
Yeah.
So take care of it. I know sometimes there's many things costs come, and obviously you have to look at your budget to see if it's something you can handle. But when you own a home,
Right.
you always have to keep some cash stashed aside for things like this, because the unexpected will happen.
Yep.
And when it does happen, you got to do what you can.
Gotta remain calm and fix
Yes.
it.
Yes. So yes, homeownership is great. And for anyone who's looking to own a home, do whatever you can.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to get yourself prepped, do so. Save money, fix credit, whatever it is that you need to do. If your dream is to own a home. Now, right now, home prices are like crazy high in our area.
Crazy high.
So maybe holding off a little bit to see what happens. But yeah, it's a great feeling to pull up to your own place and know that you own this. Well, you have a mortgage, but eventually you'll pay it all off.
Yes. Yes.
Rest assured, there are some challenges. It's not all of lovey-dovey and no
Okay.
issues. It happens. Sometimes things happen, and if you don't have your head sitting straight, it can drive you nuts.
True. True.
Yes, but it's good to have a good spouse who understand.
Thank you.
Yes, because if you're with someone, I was just telling her earlier, if I was
You were
married to
telling
someone.
your brother that.
I was telling my brother, but I specifically said it so you can hear it.
Oh.
If I was married to someone else who didn't have a similar background as I do, who can go through these challenges and know that AC is not the end of the world, or having running hot water until we get this fixed, not having it is not the end of the world, it would have been a much different experience.
Mm-hmm.
So have a good spouse, someone who understands what it means to get things fixed, or maybe fix it themselves.
You know, I'll fix it again.
Yeah. So guys, this is it. So we've had our own experience. I'm sure many other homeowners may have their own experience.
Yeah, I know your brother had his.
Yeah, he had his. His lasted a whole year for him to get everything all straight. Actually, we were just talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
That at times like this, when you're going through these things, you just have to do what you need to do.
You just gotta do what you need to do. Absolutely.
Expect it to be uncomfortable. Expect it to be tough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll find on the other side of that challenge will be some type of greatness.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and remember, anything that you're going through is temporary. Now we're talking about house issues, but that goes for anything else in life.
That's right.
Things happens for the moment.
Yeah.
And that moment will not be forever. Whatever challenges that you're running into, it's not forever.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a time where you look back and say, yeah, I remember when that was.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Especially with
Yeah.
kids.
Oh,
Phases.
yes. Yes. Phases in life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. I mean, today's a little bit of a different topic we've touched on.
Yeah.
And obviously, we've dropped hints over the last couple of podcasts on some of the challenges we're dealing with. So
He actually wanted to vent. So I was like, I'll let you have it
Here's what's
today.
been going on. So,
I'll let you have it.
so the joy of owning a home and some of the headaches that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please share it with whoever you think this may be beneficial to.
Okay.
If you're looking to buy a house and you need to get your credit fixed, definitely reach out to CeCe. She can definitely get you on the right track. And she does work with a couple of realtors in the area. So
Yes.
if you're a good realtor, she can definitely get you referred over to, and a couple of loan officers also.
Mm-hmm.
So, share this. Please leave us some comments, like this video. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out these interesting videos.
Yes.
In the meantime, we will see you next Saturday.